We are back with BlackBerry Today, episode 23. Pretty much all about the Z10, some cool apps, some cool tips, and a little bit of news. This is brought to you by Sato Cases. Get your hands on one of their awesome cases. Welcome back, everybody. It's episode 23 of BlackBerry Today, and we looked at the calendar and realized it'd been a week or month or two or
5.
No, 4. Because we haven't quite reached the 5 mark. We're a little shy of the 5 mark at this point. So what have we been doing? Playing with our BlackBerry devices. That's pretty much what we've been doing. And last time we talked, it was we did a live show, launch of the Z10. And then we had a follow-up, and we talked a little bit about it with Paul Steele. And now here we are, months in of using the lovely OS 10 device. And we need to talk about that stuff, plus news and everything else. So welcome back. Everything good?
Good.
Okay. Excitement. I see the excitement is overwhelming for everybody. Hope everybody missed us. If you didn't, shame on you. But due to the mega downloads we still get and people still downloading, they must have missed us somewhere. So let's get cracking.
Awesome.
Let's go for it. Are we going to start? What are we going to do first?
We can talk about some stuff.
All right.
Obviously, a lot of news in the last few months, and I definitely can't cover all of it, nor would anyone want me to. But a general theme I've noticed in BlackBerry news that I've noticed, or announcements and whatnot, it's all about the Z10, and not that that's surprising, but for those of us who don't have a Z10 or a Q10,
I don't know why you're staring over here.
We're feeling a little lonely and sad and left out in the cold.
Just because some of us might have both. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, right. So the rest of us don't. So it's to be expected, but it's a little bit depressing to not see new things coming out, right? All kinds of announcements, lots and lots of apps, lots and lots of games coming out for the Z10.
Yeah.
If you don't have it.
Yeah. All right, we'll talk about that. You want to talk about that now? The apps, not which app, but the whole point of the apps and games for the Z10?
Sure. Why don't you go ahead, Mr. Z10 owner?
Yep. Okay. So for those that are going to sit here and act funny, thinking that so we have Z10, shiny Z10. Yeah, there's not a lot. Don't be misled. So there's things that you would expect that would be out there racing out the door. There is quite a few, but there's not a ton of things. There's a lot of junky stuff I've seen still. Those that try to cash in early, but okay, so it came preloaded, right? So
wait. Let me interrupt you and let me ask you though: do you think it's more or less than it was on previous OSs and devices? You're saying it's not much. It's not much compared to maybe Android or iPhone, but is it a lot more than what it was on previous, or no? It's exactly the same.
I think it's interesting. There's a few new ones that weren't there before, and then there's some that still aren't there yet. So it's a little bit balanced in that regards, but you would expect more, I believe, being such a major launch. And that you can port Android easier over to this type of OS.
Okay, so it's more than it used to be, but not as much as you would expect.
Correct.
Okay.
I don't know if it's more than it used to be, but it's just not as what I'd expect.
Okay.
I think their old catalog is still bigger than just for the 10 operating system for sure. But it did come preloaded with things like Amazon Kindle.
Mm-hmm.
That's a big bonus.
That is big.
The big talk about Skype didn't make it out the door for like Verizon at first. It wasn't there. It came with an integrated Twitter and Facebook. We'll talk about that in a minute. There you go. Yay. Do I get it? I don't know how deep you want me to go yet. That's why we're trying.
Well, so again, I'm not going to cover news for the last 4.5 months.
Right.
So let's jump into it.
All right, Z10. I don't like the native Facebook and Twitter, only because it is so tightly integrated with the OS that it becomes an account inside of it. It's not an app that runs separately. It's part of your hub.
Okay, but do you think, Mr. I had 55 different separate inboxes that other people might like it integrated?
Like it integrated, possibly.
Like you're perhaps biased against integration of apps.
Well, since you want to be funny, I'm actually using the hub as my main source.
Okay.
I'm actually using the hub. But do I live in it all the time? No, I find myself going down to the separation of mailboxes. Now, let me say this. setting up mailboxes for Gmail and the others. No more biz, straight from the device. It understands it's Gmail. Fire. Contacts, calendar, mail, you can check things on or off, but it's done. You just click a few things and it saw that it was a Gmail and it's done. That was awesome.
Cool.
You didn't have to go to the biz server. And if I went to biz actually said, I don't even know you have a new device. It would never find it. So you don't use biz, you use this.
And a lot of people didn't even know about that. So that's good if that's not the way to do it.
Well, they didn't know they were setting up in biz. When they were actually setting up their accounts before in the old OS, it was using the web interface for biz.
Right.
So you were still doing it. Then you can do POP or IMAP or whatever. I like that. I don't like Facebook and Twitter in this hub itself just because it's too much stuff. Mainly if you have a lot of, communications going on in those. You can turn that off from showing up in hub and have it just separate. So,
all or none, or can you?
All or I don't
all
know.
or none.
I turned it off because it drove me nuts. Text messages, BBM, notifications, and then all your mailboxes and calls are all separate, and emergency alerts. And then you can throw everything into the hub. So you can segregate the view still.
Okay.
So that's cool.
So I'm interrupting with one piece of news.
Please.
Because you mentioned it.
Yeah.
BBM,
Yes.
quote unquote, summer,
Yes.
depending on your definition of summer, plans to launch across multiple platforms, right? So we should, in theory, have it on Android and iOS.
No. Yeah. If you scroll ahead a little bit, you're going to see that they moved that out.
Right. I said summer in quotes.
Yep. So yes, you should see it on other platforms. And they keep
someday
tossing it around. Then they said a later date. Then they said summer. Yeah, you should see it on other platforms soon enough, which means now BBM, multi-platform, to compete with people like WhatsApp, one of our favorite things in the world.
Yes.
Because on BlackBerry, it's free. How much is it on that thing?
It was $1.
But it's free on BBM still. I can't understand that.
It's $1. It's okay.
But
I think my soda cost more, so it's all right.
Oh my gosh, hold on.
I didn't have water either. Look, don't look at what this is.
Right, we know that's not a sponsor, but it has a red stripe in silver.
No, it doesn't. You imagine that.
Apologize, everybody. We didn't get a drink when we started, so
Right.
that's how out of practice we are. So that's one thing is, yes, it's coming to multi-platform. WhatsApp, I love WhatsApp on here. It works great. It just updated again. The BBM World is kind of the same as
Wait.
what it was.
Okay, I still want to be on BBM
Did
for
I
a
say
minute.
BBM World? I'm sorry.
You did say BBM
I'm
World.
sorry.
That's okay. So
God,
what I
BlackBerry.
think,
Yeah.
my personal theory, which is based in absolutely nothing, but my own theory, they're trying to stuff too much stuff into it. Right. I feel like at some point they said, well, it can't just be Messenger anymore. That won't compete. There's things like WhatsApp and other, group chat messaging things. We have to be more than that. We have to be better than that. And so I think they're trying to stuff too much stuff into there. So now they can't put it into production. That's my theory.
Yeah, it's a pretty good theory. It's not a bad theory at all. So I don't know.
They announced the channels and all this
We
other
need to talk
stuff.
about
It's
that.
like-
So that's
yeah.
news. Let's go to that next for news, and we'll come back to this. So BBM launched channels, which is the ability for you to have free or reverse subscription too, I believe, but people to communicate on a widespread without sharing your personal BBM PIN number. You can now have a channel so you can communicate with followers that have Blackberries. Great thing for people that have Blackberries and stars that have Blackberries and everybody else. The problem is you're seeing fewer and fewer of those of people that would need channels. I'm not seeing... what I'm seeing is people handed Galaxy S4s and here's the new, iShinies and everything else. And that's what they use for their Instagram, which is a problem for BBM still. BBM for BlackBerry still. I keep saying, you got me saying BBM. Stop me from saying that.
Sorry.
But
BlackBerry.
Instagram for BlackBerry.
What? There's no Instagram on BlackBerry?
Right. So there's a problem. So things like that are the big social ones you'd expect to see, no, not happening. And that's one of the things I'm finding is that, you can search for Instagram and I'll show you what you get is you get things like Followgram and other apps,
Right.
but not Instagram.
Now, wait, speaking of apps, not on the Z10. So this is all still involved in news and apps and Z10. Isn't there an app that you and I both live by, swear by, and have for a long time on our Blackberries that is not available on the Z10?
TripIt?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if I go into my search history, and I'm going to do it again now just so we can be live.
Right, so it's current.
Search for TripIt, albums and tracks. There is no app called TripIt. TripIt.
See, that just stuns
Business,
me.
business account, business device, business people. TripIt. No, there's no
That
TripIt.
stuns me. And they had it. It's not like, we're trying to bring something to the BlackBerry. So maybe it's difficult, like, say, Instagram. It was already on the BlackBerry. I don't get that.
It's
I
really
don't get
depressing that there is no TripIt. Now, that made me switch to temporarily BlackBerry Travel.
And how'd that go?
Fine. It reads my emails. It automatically sees them, which TripIt didn't. It sees anything travel related and automatically syncs it to an itinerary in BlackBerry Travel. Now, that's kind of cool.
Across all your accounts?
Across anything that it sees in the hubs, yes. Anything it sees. You can eliminate stuff. There's settings for all that. But the point being, TripIt isn't there, and TripIt was one of my favorite apps.
Yeah, I don't get that.
Okay, so that one's done. What else do we and don't we like about the device? Camera.
I want to hear about this keyboard.
The keyboard?
I want to know more, the typing, the stuff.
Okay. Good and bad. Responsive, yes. Very responsive. Bad, a couple things. One, it tries to tell you if I type a word correctly, no spelling errors, do not change my word. It tries to guess certain, like if you shouldn't start with a improper sentence, not capitals or anything. I'm just talking like a word you normally wouldn't start with. It says, no, that's not what you must have meant, and changes the word, even though I typed the word correctly. Let's say you type soda, and it's like you shouldn't start with the word soda. You start with the soda. It would like you didn't mean soda. You meant something. It's the most bizarre thing in the world. The double tap is still there. 4 periods. People know about that. That's still there. When you go to create a message, it asks you which account you want to create under instead of a drop down to select. It asks you up front, what account do you want to use? I like that, unless you're in the account. So if I'm in Hub, it asks me which one. So that we'll do that one. So the compose is there. The suggested addresses is awesome because it will actually suggest in gray certain addresses right there that you maybe want to use. That's awesome. The rest of the typing, it's fine. It doesn't the whole throw thing. Remember we did that in episode 20 or 20 whatever it was. 21. Yep. The whole get the word and throw it to the top. Yeah, all I end up throwing is like the letter V and B. You've got to be really accurate to throw the word up to the screen. Some people may be good at it. I keep throwing V's and B's. So the word changes from soda to soda. It pisses me off as we go. So the throwing I got to get used to. Maybe it's me. I'm going to go with possibly it's me. That's
okay,
one.
But you use it a lot. You have other devices with other keyboards, and you even tested other keyboards for those other devices.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm not entirely sure. I believe that it's you that's just not getting used to it.
Right. It's learning slowly. It is learning some things. Okay. It does do some of those. Okay. It learns a little bit about your typing behavior. There's other keyboards like the Android ones that I tested that are killers. They're awesomeness. iOS, you can't change the keyboard. You're kind of stuck.
I know.
Android, I've got 3 or 4 different keyboards loaded. I'm loving it. This one's the same problem. You can't change it. You have to go with what they give you. If I go in and we'll just type, we'll go down here to the actual body of the message. And if I start typing on here, it tries to guess. I like, here's a word you can throw. If it's on the top row, I'm finding I can throw it pretty good. It's when I get down to the bottom row is when I start having problems with the throw. I either hit the space bar or hit the V or B. At the top ones, like the very top row, because you're right above the letters, it works really well. Now, something else I've learned is if I hold the letter and kind of throw that way, it works much better. So I'm not sure if I have to hold the space bar or what I have to do.
Okay.
So throwing's a little tough.
Okay.
Swiping. Let's talk about that. So majority of the time when I'm using the device, I hold it in this mode. When I like to type in this mode.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so we've got that established. So let's do this. I'm going to show you what I mean. So I'm out there. We'll discard that message so we don't have any confusion. Oh, okay, here it is. Oh, I want to go to my inbox, right? I swipe. No problem. I can see, I can scroll. I know you're not seeing the messages. Who cares? You guys don't need to see content. I say compose. So it's going to ask me which account I want to use.
Mm-hmm.
No problem. I'll choose it. Now, here's where it gets fun. I go, you know what? Instead of typing on the littler keyboard, I want the bigger keyboard. What would swiping then do? If I wanted to go back or whatever, what would it rotate with it? Because it
This
knows
is
it's
this
in
is
this
a
spot?
leading question, Your Honor.
Correct. So you think it would now go this way,
Right.
this way. No,
Right.
doesn't
No.
go that way. That took me back to my address book because I clicked the 2 thing. So maybe it goes this way. No, doesn't go that way. What if I go this way still? Oh, now look at the
So it
screen.
keeps the swipe gestures in portrait mode rather than landscape, even though you're in landscape.
Correct. So that's hard to do. See, now I'm sideways. So now I go back to this. I go, oh, let me go back to my message.
Because
Yeah.
that doesn't flip to sideways, right?
Now
And
I
then
just-
that just flipped as you held it up.
Right now I want to, no. Oh, let's go back. Yeah, so that drives me nuts because I want to swipe the same way consistently on the device.
Right.
Okay, so that's a problem. But otherwise,
Left to right should be left to right, regardless of how you're holding
it
it.
should know my orientation changes.
Yes. Okay.
Otherwise, now I do like the multiple running apps. I do like having that because what's cool is I've opened my calendar and I always have my calendar sitting here, and so it just shows all my meetings for the day. Or if I go back to Hub and I pull down, and you pull down, it shows them at the top. It shows you all your upcoming meetings and appointments and stuff at the top. It's very slick. So I like that.
Cool.
Multi-tab browser. The browser is much stronger than what it was. Love the browser. Clock is good. BlackBerry World
Clock
still.
is good. The clock is good. That's sad.
BlackBerry World still is kind of whack.
Mm-hmm.
That's just me. Maybe it's because I can't find anything in it. I can never find. And when you search, it just gives you it seems to me the results are just random. Even though you get categories now, you'll get a movie, you'll get apps, but it seems like the apps are all over the place. Like you could tag an app anything you want and make it show up for something else. You know, searching for Instagram. Oh, look, you can build an airplane with it. I'm like, well, I don't understand how this fits together.
Right.
Okay, I'll be done with that. And their recommendations are interesting because they have lists and you can do top, but there's no way in any. So I'll show you. So I click there. This is their recommended list. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 things are there. 3 of them are paid. 4 are free. Why they're recommended, I don't know. Some of them aren't even the most ranked stars out of ones below it. So there's things with lower stars higher. And then I can't sort. If I hit the drop-down list, it's top grossing, top movies, top TV, trending apps and games. There's nothing for top free. So it's hard to find like top free.
Right.
So I'll stop there for a minute.
Okay.
Okay. Moving on.
Moving on.
Now, they do have a cool one that'll let you do multi-gridded pictures now. That's free.
Gotcha.
Okay. So moving on. So next up.
Next up. Let's see. I think that might be it as far as news is concerned for me.
There's a ton of posts they've been putting out about the top apps. I've noticed that. They've also been putting out tip articles on things you want to know how to do, how to enter accented characters or trademark symbols, just stuff like that. Now, we didn't talk about was the Bez. We do have a few people that watch us for business. We should mention that.
Okay.
Bez server, for those that need to communicate with your business, is very difficult to set up. Your administrators will hate it to get started, but it does give great granular control. We've talked about that, the slicing and dicing of personal versus business information on the device, but setting it up has a whole bunch of new requirements. You can't there's going to be a patch coming out so you can put older versions with the newer versions, but right now it's just hard to get established and set up and working. So I've heard that from numerous shops, not just hands-on, but numerous shops. Also, one thing you can't do. Can I make a complaint? And it's supposed to be coming in an update. And listen to me, BlackBerry. As a power user, this drives me nuts. Let's say I want to delete multiple messages. What did you do before?
Oh, yes.
You would hold down on a message,
yes.
and then I could select down here, lower, and it would select everything in between. Yeah, no. Now I hold on a message, and the sidebar tools slide out. I then click the tool that says select multiple messages. Now maybe I can select a whole range. No. Now I must individually click every single message and then hit delete. And sometimes the original one you first selected doesn't even get deleted because somehow it doesn't understand that click is the one that you originally had. You can also move them to a folder that way and also flag them, but I want to be able to delete. I want to go like this, and I want to scroll, let's say 50 pages, and then hold it, and then it selects all those messages and delete them or move them. You can't do it. Individually, you must sit there and tap every single message. Sorry. My rant's over now. I'm back.
Okay.
Okay. Next up, what do we got?
So next up, there was a bit of recent news, which was particularly upsetting to myself, since I don't have a Z10 or a Q10, and that is no OS 10 for the playbook.
Very nice. Nothing. You get
Like
nothing.
ever or something.
Yeah, they're saying they just came out with that article, so we should talk about that. We do a lot of playbook work. You'll get nothing. So one of the sites, and I remember which one it was, actually said, oh, is this the demise
Right.
of the playbook? If you're not going to update it to 10, this must be the death of the playbook. Go ahead.
Well, no, I can't find the quote now, of course. But what's his name at BlackBerry was quoted as saying that basically he doesn't see a future for the tablet. And then, not like 2 months later, it's announced that there's no OS 10 for the playbook. So you can kind of put two and two together and see that there really isn't much of a future going to be happening out of BlackBerry for the playbook, which is kind of sad. Those of us who aren't getting new devices would like the ones that we have to be awesome and cool, and they're as awesome and cool as they're going to get.
Okay. Well, so for those of you with the playbook that love them, that live by them, I know a couple people. Hope you enjoy your OS version that you have now. You will have
Get your apps while you can.
You'll have nothing that starts with the 10, apparently. Yeah. And I don't see it. And the price keeps dropping. We see specials everywhere. I just don't see the development continuing for the playbook. It was supposed to be their big thing. Now, if we go back and compare quotes, the tablet will be the savior. It's going to be awesome.
Right.
Oh, what tablet? Did we make a tablet?
Right.
I haven't seen a tablet. Yeah, kind of tough. What else?
So that's it for news. You want to go to apps or anything?
Yeah, let's talk about our sponsor.
Oh, yeah, let's talk about our sponsor. That's exactly what I said.
Right. So the sponsor really quick is, and we're going to thank them for this. Let me make sure I'm on the right video here because I want to make sure I show this properly.
Awesome.
Cido. I can never pronounce their name right, and I apologize to them profusely every time, but who cares? They make awesome cases for your phones. So they sent us one, the active case for use with the Z10. What's so cool about the active case? Let me tell you what it is. There's three things, and this is it's an ad for them too because they're sending us free cases, but they should know that
sure.
we adore them and love them as well. But the active case, and I want to show you the three parts, which is so cool. I took this out because I know how it works. First, there's the little jelly skin part, right? You pop that in. So you put your Z10 and the little gel skin. So if you like the gel skin, there you go. You've got a nice little gel skin. Protect the edges. This has been down stairs at a stairwell once. Now, let's say you want to take it up a notch, and this is where it starts to kick butt. This is where it starts really cool. There's the exoskeleton. There's the hard part, right? That slips onto your case. Oh, sorry, up here. That slips on and just snaps on the edges. That's all it does is snap on. So you put it around, put it around. Now, I have a hard case on there with it. Something the Z10 doesn't have, though. Oh, I love these guys. See, the active case from Cidio, Susu Studio. The active case is this part. I have a kickstand now to use with my Z10. So now I can do the true stuff I want it to do, videos, audio, and all that, because I have a kickstand. So it comes with a built kickstand. Awesome.
Very nice. Very nice.
But yet, wait, there's more.
Do I get a free set of Ginzu knives?
You could, possibly, if they made Ginzu knives. They don't, though. What they do make, though, for the active case, if you want to take it to the third level. So remember, jelly skin.
Uh-huh.
I hesitate saying gel skin because there's a company called Gel Skin. So I say jelly. People are thinking there's a company, so we don't want to differentiate.
Soft shell?
Whatever. Jelly skin. This is my ad. No, I'm kidding. And then the hard shell. Then you're saying, well, that's just great. Now I've got this thing kind of almost like OtterBox-ish. But what if I want to carry it around? Oh, but the active case. Belt clip. So I just take it face in because it's nice and got the little soft velour. Belt case. There. So now I have a belt clip, hard case, hard cover on there to carry around my Z10. And when I take it out, I have a little kickstand so I can do movies and stuff. And all you do is lift up on the clip and there's your thing. So we want to say thank you to them profusely.
Very nice.
Isn't that nice?
It is.
It's very nice.
Wish I had one. Oh, I don't have a Z10.
Right. But we will have for the next show, we'll have a Q10.
Wait, we?
Yes, the show will have a Q10 that will be demoed and profusely used by me.
The show.
The show.
Show.
It's called BlackBerry Today. So if you want to follow us and interact with us on BlackBerry Day, what should they do?
They should tweet us at what is one of the options at BlackBerryToday.
No Ginsu knives.
No Ginsu knives. Mm-hmm. They should check out Spike Studio YouTube channel.
Definitely, because we put them all there. There's a playlist, which we can link here.
Yes.
You can follow along.
They should go to spikestudio.com.
Spikestudio.com is a great place to go because that's where the show is.
They could go like our page on Facebook.
Please do. We'd love to have more friends and also telling us more things and things you'd like to see.
Exactly. Or send in your own tips and your own apps. And then there's a phone number, which I never know if they want to call us.
443-BB Today.
Yeah, that one.
And they can send us email to bbtoday@spikestudio.com.
Of course.
So we've got all of those ways that you should get in touch with us. Everyone uses a little bit of everything to reach us.
Yes.
So thanks again to the folks at CIDO, whatever it is, for hooking us up with the lovely cases. You'll probably see more of those along the way of different models and brands and everything else as soon as they come. Love that one. That's the active case with optional holster, just so we know. Okay.
Groovy. Apps.
Now, one other thing we didn't cover on the phone. I just need to mention this before we do apps.
Go ahead.
Is people kept, whenever they're looking at the device, they always want to click the button on the top to turn it on. They want to click the button, right? I said, why you got to do that? Just, swipe. Just swipe. Right. They didn't understand that was a capability.
Which is nice. I will say I like that because, evidenced this weekend, my son's iPod Touch home button broke. Guess what? If you don't have a home button, it won't break.
Correct. And how do you do? You could always use the power button, I guess. Yeah, that's true.
Not for the home button. Oh, you're saying on a BlackBerry, right?
To turn on the iPod Touch, you can use the power button.
Oh, yeah, for the power, you can turn it on with the power button, but you really can't do.
You can't go home.
Much else.
Can't go home.
You can go home, and it just starts randomly doing the microphone voice dictation and stuff. It's a lot of fun. Anywho, so I like that there's no home button. I like that a lot.
I do too.
Less things to break. I'm a fan of that.
Correct. And on the Q10, we'll talk about that because there's less buttons. But we'll save that for a later show. We're all Z. So apps, you're up first?
So yeah, I'm up first. And I'm going to take a departure from our normal routine, which is when I recommend an app that I have used and liked and enjoyed. Mm-hmm. Instead, I give you 3 apps that I have not yet used because I don't have a Z10.
What are they?
But I think you personally, Chris Miller, will enjoy them. There is the official Chelsea football app.
I've heard about this one.
The official Newcastle football app and goal.com.
I'm going to look up goal right now.
They could be terrible. I have no idea. But they're on the Z10, so I couldn't try them out.
Goal.com, the world of football on the move. The latest news direct from a worldwide network of reporters with exclusive content, interviews, transfer gossip, live scores, and much more from the world of football. No matter who you are or what you're doing, you will be able to get all the latest football news within seconds with Goal.com app.
Goal. Do they mean American football or do they mean?
No, they mean real football.
Okay, good. I was going to say.
Real-time access to all breaking news, live match commentary from 10 leagues around the world in major tournaments, league standings, transfer zone updates, live Twitter feed. Oh my gosh, it goes on with 17 languages and personalization. Holy cow. Download.
See, did I hook you up or what?
While that's downloading.
And it's free.
It's
free. It says it's free.
Should great news articles, scored, and it's native. We finally got the app. Someone said we finally got it. I can't wait to get rid of my other phone. I have a bug. Yeah, okay. Well, everybody has a bug. I don't understand that. It's a good app. The text is small, but otherwise they say this app rocks. Okay, I've got it. It's installed. What was the other one?
So the other one was official Chelsea football app.
Really? Okay. And I love Chelsea.
And the official Newcastle football app.
Now, we should say that I just saw Chelsea.
Right.
Here it is.
This is why I thought this would be good for you.
There's actually, okay, I'm going to make this really confused for you. Guess what? There is the official Chelsea FC for BlackBerry by Chelsea. There is the Chelsea FC News by the Chelsea FC blog. And there's the Chelsea FC fan app by the something else that has 1 star. So
Okay, the
you
one
must,
that I'm looking at is by Chelsea
what color is it?
FC PLC.
That's him. I found him. This is the official Chelsea FC for
Also
BlackBerry.
free.
It contains items for sale inside. Behind the scenes videos, videos on demand, player profiles, fixtures, match reports, live audio match commentary, and much more. Should I do the ad voice or should I just keep going?
You should just download it.
Download this app and access the following. Access all the latest news on the heart of the club, enhanced live match experience. We offer live audio, text commentary, team lineup, stats, live league table, plus live scores of all the matches being played across all of the English Football League, FA Cup, League Cup, UFA, Championship League, and Europe League Football.
Oh, and it does look like it's freemium, by the way. There's a subscription.
Yeah, I said that. There is stuff in it
Oh, you
that you
said
can
that.
subscribe to. I'm going to launch goal.com. I wonder if it's going to go, goal. No, there's no sound.
No, I don't
I'm
know. I don't know.
uninspired.
I don't have a Z10. I don't know. I couldn't load it.
So it asks you what language when you start.
Right.
Apparently you can do English in 60 different countries. Holy
Perfect.
cow. I'll choose America. It says, sorry, you don't have football. Oh no, it works.
All right. So did I hook you up or what?
You hooked me up.
All right.
Now, the weird thing is I don't know what you do from here.
The totally terrible idea of this is that you should have said your app first because now you just want to play with it.
I'm sorry, what are you talking about? I can't
Right.
hear you.
It's your turn now. You should give us an app or something.
Nice.
We've lost him, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize.
I don't, do I want to talk about this app? No, I'm okay.
No, you need to go play with it. You can come talk about it next time.
Okay.
You could try it out on the Q10. See how that goes.
League standings. Real time filtering.
Really?
Okay.
That was such a bad idea.
Right,
Okay.
you should have gone second.
Okay.
Okay. My app will be, if that's okay with you.
Yes.
Okay, just checking. Would be possibly on here side loading an Android app, which means someone has already built the pack file for it. So you can go and you can load Instagram on your Z10
Very nice.
natively, side loading it. So basically you download it and use your BlackBerry Manager to add it as an application, which means you have to put the phone in developer mode, which means a checkbox in your settings. That's all it is. It's a checkbox. And you have to have a password on your device.
Okay. This sounds scary to a non-technical person who just wants to use their BlackBerry. Is it scary or is it easy?
No, single checkbox, and you have to have a password. And then
A password on your device that
on
you
your
just
phone.
would have. Okay.
Yeah, a normal
Which you should
password.
have anyway, because if you have friends and you ever set it down and you've had a drink or two, you should have a password.
They don't have our friends.
Okay, right.
Apparently. But what's good about it, and then something, okay, we'll get to that on tips. But yeah, so Instagram, now it's a little buggy here and there. The camera and stuff, a little buggy. The way it works and zooms, you have to take the picture sideways.
Interesting.
You have to take the picture sideways. It's just the way the Android sees the camera on the device. So you'll be using the app this way, and it'll go to take a picture, and you just need to take the picture like this.
Okay.
Otherwise, Instagram, side load it. You now have Instagram on your Z10. I don't want to hear any complaints.
Interesting.
Yes.
I don't have a Z10, so
It works great otherwise. Okay. So should I keep going with a tip?
sure.
Well, I've got a few. So just one? I'll give you two because one of them
You can give two because mine's kind of like a half.
First thing, it has to do with the camera on the Z10.
Okay.
Great picture if there's light. Two things don't do. Use it when there's not, and try to zoom. I found that
I think that's true of a lot of mobile device phones.
I'm not saying it's not true of a lot of mobile
Okay.
phones, but it's
I'm just
just
saying.
extremely extra noticeable in dim lighting situations
Oh, okay,
on
right.
the Z10 compared to certain other things like this that might be an Android phone.
Okay. You did the take two pictures with the two devices and okay,
At
gotcha.
the same time, standing next to each other, same thing, horrible difference. Even changing this to low light mode, it just wasn't low light mode to me.
Now, have you used the super cool feature that we talked about when we had it, live at the announcement with the backing up the face thing bit
Yes,
stuff?
once.
And how was that? We used it once.
Used it once, and it was a matter of going and then going.
So it was as cool as it seems. You just don't use it a ton.
I don't use it a ton.
Okay. You don't take a lot of pictures of people, which is when you would use it a lot.
Correct.
Right.
Because
When you're taking pictures of your pizza, you don't need to like move a pepperoni back in time.
if the pepperonis are in the shape of a smiley face, it notices.
No. Like, if a pepperoni like suddenly falls off the pizza,
or
you
if
could
someone
back up.
What if someone reached in and took a slice during my photo? I could back it up.
That you could back. But I'm saying that doesn't happen for you a lot. Other people possibly take more pictures of people, so it would be more important.
Correct. So the other tip is the Z10, something it does have that the other phones don't, that a lot of newer phones will have, is NFC. So OS independent, near field communication is NFC, meaning I can take the phone and next to your phone, I can share with you a picture, a file, a URL.
Not next to my phone.
Whatever supports NFC, even my Android, you're able to actually then just, bump devices. They get prompted, hey, they just sent you this via NFC. Do you want to update it? So you have to make sure it's on, but you can select a variety of things. But NFC to me is very cool. Do a lot of people have it yet? No. So in terms of a tip, I don't know if that's the proper full tip I would give? Probably not. That's more of a fun feature.
That's the half to go with my half.
You think?
Yeah, that works because you gave a tip and then the half tip.
Okay.
We net out to 2 full tips. It's fine.
Okay, go ahead.
Okay. So my tip, I don't think we've ever shared this tip on the show. It's a tip that you and I have discussed many, many times. Not even a tip, so much as a rule for life. And that is ABC. Always be charging.
ABC is a good one.
It's dead.
ABC would be good.
It's dead because I didn't keep it charged.
Very nice.
So always be charging. Basically what that means like for us is anywhere we go, anytime we go, you see an outlet, you're plugging in, charge it. Even with mobile chargers. I have like 3 mobile chargers. You probably have like 60 mobile chargers. Still, always be charging because you don't want this to happen.
Yeah, no, you don't want that.
That was it. That's my tip.
All right. And by the way, this thing does support Adobe Flash. Can I point that out? That you can turn on Flash support in the browser. So you can view things that are in Flash on the web, which is scary but also nice. Because we know how secure Flash can be all the time. Make sure you update it, please.
But also the biggest complaint of some certain other
correct
operating system.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes, one that I might have. Get it? Okay. So we told them how to reach us. This is episode number 23. We're going to keep it on point and get you everybody back in. If you haven't subscribed yet in iTunes, subscribe in iTunes. If you found this on the web and YouTube, you can follow the playlist on YouTube, or you can actually subscribe to it and get it right down to any device that you can subscribe to. We put it out there for that. We put it in HD quality on the web as well because you really need to see us in better quality. You can also, while you're watching this, if you are a user of GetGlue,
yes,
right, GetGlue means lets people know what you're watching, what you're doing. We are on GetGlue. You can tell people I'm watching BlackBerry Today.
I've seen quite a few of those tweets, actually.
I like that. Yes, tweet us, follow us, email us, call us. Do any of those that you wish. Go like our stuff on Facebook. Share with us. Tell us your cool tips. Google Plus. Find us on Google Plus if you want. Spike Studio has a page on Google Plus. There's no reason you're not finding us somewhere if you found this actual episode. Anything else you want to share with them? Will we be more timely in the future?
I can guarantee, because you've paid nothing for this, I can guarantee we will do another episode before the 4.5 month mark.
Your money back.
Your money back.
Your money back for that free subscription or free play on YouTube.
Yes.
Just for that. We appreciate it.
We will do it again before 4.5 months is out, especially because we're going to have the Q10. Yes. We are going to have the Q10.
All right.
To demonstrate.
I can see it's going to get hostile here, everybody. Want to thank you for being here with BlackBerry Today. We will talk to everybody in just a little bit.
Bye.
Bye.